this backwards.
We on?
Where's There.
Yeah.
Okay. Took a nap, so I look real dead.
You're going to pull this off. Why are you making that face?
I'm just waiting for you to set it up. We got to figure out how to do it from an angle like maybe up here so I don't look like... There's no way to make it look better.
Babe, it's fine.
Well, I mean, it's just not a good angle. We have to get like...
We need a taller tripod. Something. How did we see... What's this? Get that off of there.
I don't know. Ooh. All right. Do we have a taller tripod in the closet? Isn't that what that is out there? In the closet?
Those are mic stands.
Okay.
I need to look at these real quick.
We shouldn't have gone live then.
Hey, everybody. Where's everybody dialing in from? Chattanooga, Tennessee. Where's everybody else from? I guess Plano, Texas, USA. Hey, Kim. What am I, chopped liver?
Alan just walked in the door, so that's why we're running a little.
I don't know if any of you, it looks like all ladies so far, but have a man who was maybe out at happy hour tonight. He said he would be home at 7, and he actually came in at 8, if that's a big problem. But apparently here at Evans Estate right now, it's a big problem.
It's not a big problem.
Oh, it's a big problem.
Not a big problem, but we promised we'd be here at 8.
Well, I didn't promise.
You told me today. Tell everybody we'll do it tonight at 8.
Well, I was entertaining a very good friend of ours who you know.
Yes.
And he ordered that third drink. So when he ordered that third drink,
you were obligated to stay?
I had to order one with him.
Oh, great. You've had 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a good chance of me passing out in this podcast.
Well, I, on the other hand, took a nap. I fell asleep checking emails. And I just passed out for like an hour and a half.
That explains why you were so grumpy when I came home, because you had just woke up.
No, I've been up for a little while. I was grumpy because you were supposed to be home way before now.
You just missed me.
That's what it was. I missed you.
You just missed me.
You smell like alcohol.
It's our 2nd year anniversary. Give me a kiss.
Ugh, all right.
Abe.
I wasn't ughing you. I'm just like, ugh. All right. You ready to start the podcast?
Wait, what?
I haven't even checked the mic levels.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had to set up everything by myself tonight.
Oh, and with this big sophisticated podcast, it's really tough, let me tell you. Sarah, why is this awkward to watch? You think this is awkward? This isn't even close to being awkward.
This isn't close to awkward.
No, Alan's not drunk.
Test 1, 2, that's me.
Jacques Mioff, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Jacques Mioff, please pick up the red courtesy phone.
Again. I don't know why you do that. All right.
Some of my very best material there. People say you have a game. Kim, I did the mic check. Jacques Mioff.
All right. We're going to do the podcast.
All right.
And see, the beauty about the podcast is when you go back and listen, when it's released tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central, none of this part will be on it.
I'm a serious broadcaster. Here, hold on. Seriously, hold on.
Are you writing me a note? I can't even read your handwriting.
That's for us to remember. That's the last thing we're going to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is all the behind-the-scenes stuff before we start the podcast, where we present ourselves as blissfully and happily getting along, which we are. We're just messing. But yeah, it's a little aggravating when, you're expecting to be starting and you don't walk in on time. So that's a little aggravating.
Yeah, you're always on time.
Well, when it counts for the podcast. All right, let's just start. I'm not really that. I'm like getting over it. I don't even have a glass of wine. I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to drink tonight because Alan's drunk enough for both of us, probably.
Well, I'm not drunk.
Maybe I should have a little something.
It's 8:10. I think we need to get started.
You start. I'll go make myself a glass of wine.
What? Well,
I'm just drinking the bottle and I'll save myself pouring the glass.
Well, go get you one.
Because I had that, we had somebody on the radio the other day that had the wine condoms, which is like the whole, instead of putting the cork back in, you put this rubber thing. Looks like a condom.
I don't know what that is.
It's a wine condom. It's on the bottle in the refrigerator.
As an ex-Catholic, I have no idea what that is.
It doesn't.
Babe, you didn't put it on Do Not Disturb.
We're getting on Do Not Disturb.
We're getting texts.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, okay. Michael James.
Did they interrupt the recording?
Hello. Hey, Kim. Kelly's going to go. She said she was going to drink from the bottle. Actually drink from the bottle. I already did mic check. Did everybody hear the mic check? Can everybody hear me okay? No, Lazaro, my microphone is perfectly fine. Thank you, Melanie. Melanie Shaw Lansford. She says she loves us and happy 2-year anniversary. We love you, Melanie.
Thank you, Mel.
We love you, Mel. Hey, Mark.
Oh, at home, cake's pretty good to drink at home. See, this is the wine condom.
Well, I don't know what that is.
There, it's a little wine condom.
I certainly don't know how to put it on.
And you can put it back, like if your refrigerator's too tall, you know how some shelves in the refrigerator are too tall and you can't stand the bottle up? The wine condom, you can put it back on. This is by a mother and son that came up with this idea, believe it or not. Honey, I'm going to make it spill if you don't. Can you hold that, please, so I can show them how this works? So.
Now, anybody can put it on with their hands, but can you put it on with your...
No. And, okay, so you put the wine condom back on, and look, so you can store it.
Look at that
it doesn't leak.
Look at that party trick.
So you can store it on its side in the refrigerator, see? Cupcake's a pretty decent drink-at-home wine, don't you think? This is red velvet.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
I like that okay for drinking at home. I think Sterling is really great for drinking at home.
All right, let's start this thing. We're missing some, radio gold here.
Oh, where's my mic? Oh, where's my microphone? Oh, I'm sitting on it. Sorry. Oh, it's been recording this whole time, I think.
Oh, has it really?
Oh, crap. All right.
Should we do another mic check?
No, don't. Let me stop it. Shoot. Okay.
Genitals?
Okay, now it started again.
Jacques Mioff? Who Flung Du?
Oh, gosh.
Seymour Butts? Please pick up the red courtesy phone.
Okay, do I have these in the right order? ZipRecruiter, Beachbody. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Welcome to another edition of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', the podcast that my husband Alan and I do together every Thursday for your listening pleasure. I'm Kelly Rasberry Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan.
And we're so excited to be here. It's a very special day. You're hearing this on Thursday.
Very special day.
The day that it's being released, but we're actually recording this episode at this exact time 2 years ago, we were sitting at a sushi bar meeting for the first time and drinking sake, did we drink sake that night? We drank sake, and I had California rolls with jalapenos, and you had your that was 2 years ago tonight, baby.
2 years ago to this day, Kelly and I...
To this hour,
set up a date at a sushi restaurant called Densetsu here in Plano, Texas, USA, where we reside, and... I remember that night just like it was yesterday, babe, even though it was over, 720-something days ago?
365 times 2.
Well, I was walking up to the restaurant, and I had seen your picture on Bumble, but of course I hadn't met you in person.
Right.
But I saw you walking into the restaurant in front of me, and you had on all black boots.
My usual attire, yeah.
Black boots, a black scarf, because it was really cold that night.
Yeah.
And I saw you before you saw me.
Yeah.
And... the very first impression I got was, oh my God, she's really beautiful. Aww. And she looks like a movie star.
Aww.
You had this flowing chestnut hair. You had these boots on, the scarf. And I just kept thinking, wow, she looks like she could be in Hollywood.
Oh, thank you, baby.
That was my first impression. It really was.
Thank you. That's really so sweet.
It really was.
Oh, I thought you were really handsome too.
Thanks, babe.
I didn't have that movie star kind of moment. I was just like, you looked exactly like you did on your Bumble profile.
You didn't think I looked like Negan?
You know what? I remember telling you
Robert Downey Jr.
When we were chatting initially on our text exchange before we met.
Ray Romano?
That you looked so like, have we met before? Because you looked so familiar, not realizing that you looked like all these people you just named. So you just had a face that I was comparing to other people, famous people. And you even brought that up in the first text exchange. That was your opening line. That was what I just said. Oh, in the text exchange? In the Bumble exchange? That's what I just said. Oh, okay. For those of you who joined the Facebook Live late, this guy, he's in the doghouse. See, he went with a friend to a happy hour tonight. I invited Kelly, one of our mutual friends, a very close friend of ours, to a happy hour. And I told Kelly, I said, I'll be home at 7. Plenty of time to set up. An hour. Give us an hour to get ready. Give us an hour to... And collect our thoughts. Get our outline all squared away and tightened up. And believe me, this podcast doesn't just happen. We don't sprinkle freaking pixie dust on everything and it just happens, okay? We don't just fly by the seat of our pants. Oh, there's a lot of stuff that has to happen. So I said, hey, I'll be there at 7. I'll help you get set up. Well, this guy... He was sitting at the bar at 7:45. Did you even consider what I was thinking at the time? Did it even cross your mind? Well, you didn't text me or anything. Here's the deal, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners can relate. On the man, you mean? Yeah. Whenever you're out at a happy hour or in a social situation, I think the moment of truth is when you go from drink 2 to drink 3. Yes. Okay, so drink 2 is always I'm out. Everything's cool. Now, when you say, I'm going to do that third... Yeah, you're in trouble. Then you're in trouble. That introduces a lot more buffoonery. Yes. That introduces tardiness. Yes. That introduces... Very poor decision making. In some cases, not my case tonight, but in some cases, lewd behavior. But not in my case tonight. Well, you're opening the door to lewd behavior. You're opening the door to lewd behavior. That's why I've got to punish you. Right. So you know not to do this again. Right. So I got the stank eye when I got home. I got the... Not really interested in giving you a kiss, even though it's our 2-year to the day meeting anniversary. I gave you one. But she did. So at 7:20, the young, sweet, clean waitress comes up to my friend and I. Oh, she was young, sweet, and clean. Yeah, she comes up to my friend and I and says, would you like another round? And you're like, yes, you young, sweet, clean thing. Well, I just look over to my guest and I say... Who is single, and you are not. I say, it's your call, bro. And he says... That was your mistake. He says, he does the circle. Oh, God. When does Jeff never say no to a round? He does the finger in the air, give us another. Just a little peek behind the curtain who this friend is, our friend Jeff, and he will not mind us talking. This is the guy, when I was running late for dinner to meet, I was running super early actually for dinner to meet my friends. I was like an hour early and that never happens. And I had to make the decision. Do I run a couple of errands that I need to run and risk being late? Or do I just go like a big girl and sit at the bar by myself and wait for my girlfriends? And that's what I decided to do. And sometimes, me, not a single woman, I'm married, but as a single woman, sometimes you just got to take risks like that, especially if you're looking for someone, because I am sitting there and the only seat left at the bar is next to me, and this gentleman comes up. Great personality. We just start talking and hitting off. He knew very quickly I was married. We weren't hitting on each other in that way. We were just having nice conversation. And I said, we come to find out he's single. I was like, I'm going to find you somebody. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's such a nice guy. So far, I have not done that. I'm trying. I'm trying. I've been working on it. We have one on the hook. we have some stuff in the hopper for him. Yeah, one on the hook. So we're trying to work that out right now. It's a scheduling issue right now. But he's a nice guy, and he's a very nice guy. It's important when you're single to have people that are looking out for you, because every time I get in a new relationship, all my single girlfriends are like, does he have a brother? Does he have any single coworkers? Because we're always trying to look out for each other. Well, now I'm trying to look out with my friend Jeff. Yeah. And take one of my single friends off the market. Like we say, Jeff's a good guy. He's about our age. He's single. And that's something we're going to get into in this podcast. We've started this out with a lot of buffoonery, number one, because I've got a pretty good buzz working. But no, we're going to get into something Kelly and I were talking about, and this being our 2-year meeting anniversary. Our first date anniversary. We kept thinking about, gosh, think back 2 years and 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. What was your mindset then?
What were you feeling? What were you thinking about dating and where, the path you had been up to that point in your life? And that's something we're going to talk about a little bit is hope and keeping that hope and keeping that confidence that someday, if you just keep doing the right things and keep loving yourself and keep that confidence.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
We'll talk about that.
But keep that vibe about you that things will work out. So we'll get into that. We have some opinions about that and some stories to tell about that.
And just because you're in love doesn't mean you can't have little fusses every now and then, right?
Every now and then.
Oh, come on.
We really don't have
We really don't.
We really don't.
You know the most fussing we do, honestly, is setting up for a Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast. That's when we have our most disagreements. We should just hire someone to set up everything for us, and we just waltz in all bright and shiny and clean. Or was it young, sweet, and clean? How did you describe your waitress tonight?
She was young, sweet, and clean.
Yeah. So we can waltz in like that at the last minute. So maybe that would be something that we could look at doing in 2018.
No, because we have a shoestring staff here at A Sandwich and Some Lovin', and you're looking at
zero budget.
You're looking at this guy that I'm pointing to myself right now. You're looking at the marketing director, the social media director,
and you're supposed to be the engineer,
the executive producer, the engineer.
Which I had to do all that tonight. But that's okay. It's working. Everything's working.
And the on-air talent.
If for some reason this podcast doesn't get recorded properly, it's Alan's fault.
Do we have levels?
I've checked a couple times and the recorder is recording. There has been a time when the recorder hasn't recorded, but I think it's working.
There's a red light down there. How come we don't, Lo is asking us a good question here on the Facebook Live. Why don't you guys have makeup and hair?
Are you serious? The reason that hurts my feelings is I do have on makeup tonight. Granted, it's makeup that I put on at 5 o'clock this morning, or 4:45 actually, but that's okay. No, because we're a podcast, and this is for people to listen, we just do the Facebook stuff as a little added bonus. So if you're listening to the podcast now and you're wondering what the heck people are carrying while you look, you can go back on our social media pages and we post the Facebook Live videos. So you can go back and watch that.
Yeah, we do.
But for people that do tune in, they get to see us do it live. Yay.
Exactly. And really all our Facebook Live videos, eventually, I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to create a YouTube channel. And also on our website, kellyandallen.com, you'll be able to see all our past Facebook Live videos that we've recorded, so you can see actually how shoestring this operation is and how, no, we do not have makeup. We do not have hair.
We don't have a set.
We don't have a set.
We have a sign that we made.
We have this all homespun sign.
We didn't have a window treatment.
We don't have a window treatment.
We need to work on the decor.
And for you, of those of you in Facebook land, and those of you listening,
podcast land,
in podcast land can't see this, but our lighting for the video, it's an IKEA desk lamp that I bought when I moved into my first apartment after I got divorced. I bought this IKEA desk lamp.
So it carries a lot of bad energy, babe.
Oh yeah, so
it's the divorce lamp.
Yeah, so that's the lighting you see. Now, here's the deal. Now check this transition out.
Okay.
Check this transition out.
All right.
So, the happy hour that I went to tonight with my friend, we were actually listening to the vice president of the Dallas Cowboys, player and personnel. His name is Will McClay. He had a little show and he was talking about the Cowboy season and
didn't go as well as everybody hoped.
Yeah, they kind of had a bad season. He was talking about the players and what players did well, what players didn't. And this time of year in football, there are a lot of coaches looking for a new job.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what?
Well,
you got some scoop for everybody?
Tell you what. I actually saw the Cowboys coach up at this seminar, Jason Garrett. Now, he is not looking for a new job as far as I know. But if a coach were looking for a new job or a team wanted to post a new job, would they post it on ZipRecruiter?
What? I thought you were going to drop some scoop.
No, we're going to talk more football here after we do ZipRecruiter. But,
all right. Well, you know what? Possibly. I mean, ZipRecruiter does have, you could post any job, I think, you're looking for. I guess coaching jobs would be available on ZipRecruiter.com. I haven't personally searched coaching positions, but with ZipRecruiter.com, this is a new year. If you're looking, you're setting new goals for your business, new resolutions, and you need to find the right people for your team, ZipRecruiter has the perfect way for you to find them. Smarter tools is what you need. You need a way to, you don't have time to go through thousands of resumes.
No, it's very time consuming.
People see a job opening, they don't even read what the job is. They just throw a resume at it.
Right.
And it's nothing that you're looking for. But ZipRecruiter has all the technology, these computer, mathematic, I don't know, algorithms or something or other.
Well, what they can do, they can post the job to over 100 different job boards. They have that technology.
But it weeds out the right candidates. So what lands in your inbox are the qualified candidates for the position that you are wanting to fill. ZipRecruiter is going to save you so much time if you are looking to hire in 2018.
Yeah, and it's no wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter, they get a quality candidate through the site, babe. One day.
Yes, because they're actively looking for the most qualified candidates, and they invite those candidates to apply. So in case they don't see your job posting, they invite them. ZipRecruiter posts your job, like we said, to over 100 job boards with just one click. It's so easy. ZipRecruiter has this special offer right now for our podcast listeners. You can try it for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/sandwich. That's
ZipRecruiter.com/sandwich.
Because ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire.
And that's the truth. This time of year, a lot of guys looking for jobs.
Yeah, God, I'm hot.
Why are you hot?
Wine.
Oh. I had 3 Manhattans and I'm not hot.
Wine makes you warm from the inside out.
Yeah. Well,
what were you saying about people looking for jobs? What?
I was saying this time of year for teams that have had a rough season.
Back to football.
Yeah, a lot of teams are looking for jobs. And you know what was so funny? This morning, I was listening to the morning show. I was doing some work.
I do a radio show called the Kid Craddock Morning Show.
Kelly is a co-host on the Kid Craddock Morning Show,
yes.
which is syndicated nationally.
Yes.
She is a national radio star, not a regional radio star.
Oh, thanks, baby.
A national radio star. And I listen every morning. Pull back the curtain. I listen to my wife every morning on the radio. I set my alarm. No matter if I have the kids or if I don't have the kids, I set my alarm for 6 o'clock because I like to listen to the morning show.
Thank you, baby.
And I was telling somebody that you work with today, I was saying, I didn't listen before we met, but since we've met, I do listen, and I listen every day. And I know all the inside stuff that's going on, but I just think it's a fun show. It's a good show to listen to.
So I'm personally responsible for bringing one new listener to Kid Craddock in the morning.
That's
Yay.
One W. Allen Evans. But anyway, I listen every morning. And one of the things that was really funny this morning is Kelly.
What?
She added this big, in-depth football analysis.
I did?
Yes. And even the guys were like, yeah, we like this new Kelly. Talks about football.
Well,
so tell everybody why you were into football.
I don't even remember. Well, the only reason I'll watch football, I don't go out and seek football games, but if my man is watching football and I want to be with my man, I'll sit down and watch football. But if I'm at home by myself, I'm not watching football. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But if I'm going to not waste my time, if I'm going to take my time to sit down and watch football, I'm going to watch and I'm going to be invested. And so I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And I get pretty excited and into it, don't you think?
You did.
But I don't understand a lot about it. I don't understand certain calls, but I know a good play when I see one.
So what game did you see last?
The
Can
last
you name
game
the
I
two
saw,
teams?
well, what happened was Monday night, I was watching The Bachelor by myself, because I have to watch The Bachelor. I just have to. And then after that was over, I went into the living room and you were watching the Georgia-Alabama game.
Yep. National championship.
National football championship.
For all the marbles.
And when I got in there, you were sitting on the edge of your seat, your eyes wide, you looked sick as a dog.
Yeah.
Because it was tied.
I had sonar ping gut.
And there were a couple minutes left, and it looked like Alabama was going to put themselves in position to kick a 3-point field goal.
To win the game.
It was going to win the game.
Yeah, they were down, or it was tied.
It was tied, that's, yeah. And so they showed the little kicker over there practicing, and he was kicking and stuff, and I felt so bad for him. He's just a tiny little thing. And I was like, man, that's a lot of pressure on one person, but still, I hope he misses it because my father-in-law,
my dad,
went to Georgia.
Class of 66.
A huge deal for him. I mean, this was so huge. And my neighbor, my best neighbor, she's an Alabama person. And if Alabama was playing anybody else except for Clemson, because I would have voted for Clemson, I was going to go for Alabama, but I had to go for Georgia. So while I'm hoping this little tiny guy misses it, I was also going to feel bad for him if he did. Well, guess what? Game over. He was going to kick this field goal. Yeah. We just knew it, and then he missed it.
It wasn't that far.
It wasn't even that far. He just missed it. I mean, he missed it bad. So we were in the living room and said, let's go to bed and we can watch the rest because, man, it was late at this point. Mm-hmm. So we're laying in bed, and let's see, Georgia makes a 3-point field goal, and then it's Alabama's turn, and then Alabama, they get sacked. The quarterback gets sacked, and we're like, "Oh, this is so great!" And then it moved him further back.
About back to the 40 or the 45.
They were in horrible field position.
They didn't have good field position.
Look at me talking about field position.
Yeah.
And then
no, but they were what, second and long?
Allen was like not even halfway paying attention, and I'm watching TV, and I went, oh, "They won!"
And that guy was streaking down the left side of the field.
He threw a pass. Nobody expected it. I don't even think anybody standing around the sidelines. You could see everybody was just kind of standing there because nobody realized what had just happened.
Yeah. And Kelly and I were
crazy.
Kelly and I were laying there in bed. We're like,
it's over?
What just happened?
It was crazy. And I feel so bad for Georgia. I do. I feel happy for Alabama. But do you think anybody in Alabama feels bad for Georgia? Because I feel bad for Georgia.
Okay, here, I have a hot sports opinion. Can I get this off my chest?
It's a really cool story about that quarterback from Hawaii. It's very cool.
See? Kelly had good sports analysis. And here's the deal. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about Kelly, okay? They think that Kelly hates sports and that she hates activities. That is not true. No, it's not. It's not. She'll do things. You just got to get her to do them. She's been jet skiing with me. We've walked in the jungle together. We've run on a beach together in basically our underwear. I mean, she will do a lot of things if you get her out there to do them.
I'm going to fight you tooth and nail before I do them.
No, shut up, bitch. She doesn't do that. And she will watch sports. If I'm ever watching a Cowboys game, she'll come watch. She'll sit down and watch, and she'll get into it too.
Will I ever annoy you watching by asking stupid questions?
No.
Every once in a while, I'm like, because I don't understand some of the calls.
Yeah. Now, and she doesn't, she doesn't like to see half. I was about to say half, football, but she doesn't like to see bad sports. She likes to see teams playing really well.
Say half-ass on a podcast. I think that's okay.
You're the big cusser on the podcast, not me. So here's my hot sports opinion. And I know we have a lot of listeners in Alabama. We have listeners in Georgia.
And I love you all.
We love you all equally.
You know?
Yeah, my dad went to Georgia. My whole dad's side is from Georgia, so just remember that.
You went to Tech, and I'm so sorry because their football team sucks.
I went to Texas Tech,
That's awful.
But my uncle went to Georgia Tech, my grandfather went to Georgia Tech, my dad went to Georgia. So anyhow, here's the deal. Georgia was the better team that night. Georgia had a better football team that night than Alabama. Georgia got screwed on a pass interference call, and they got screwed on a couple of face mask calls.
Get it off your chest, baby.
Yes, that really hurt them in that game. Alabama, to Alabama's credit, they put in that freshman quarterback at halftime. I mean, Saban, so he pulls this guy, this true freshman out of nowhere. And then this guy, there was like this different energy in the game. He ends up winning the game for Alabama, but the umps, the zebras, they had the Alabama underwear on, okay? Because we didn't. Georgia, I hate making excuses like that. Georgia didn't get the calls that Alabama got.
Well, I bet Alabama got some bad calls too. And if Alabama would have lost, they'd be saying the same thing you're saying right now.
Well, I'm just sad for my dad. The last time Georgia won a national championship, I was, 1980. I was 9 years old. 1980, they beat Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl. They had Herschel Walker. That's how long it's been.
I love Herschel Walker. He was there last Monday night. Yeah, he was there Monday night.
Hirsch was there. Terrell Davis, who used to play for the Broncos, he was there.
He's nice.
Garrison Hurst, who used to play for the Cardinals, he was there. Yeah, a
Herschel.
lot of great. And did you know, babe? Let me give you a little bit of trivia.
All right, and then we can move on for something.
Yeah.
Because now I'm starting to lose interest.
Okay, did you know that this is the only time that two teams who have met for the national championship have been from a state that ends in A?
Babe.
And did you know that my microphone cover is always straight?
Babe.
Just like me.
I wouldn't be using
All right. Okay.
Now that we got that out of the way.
I'll tell you what.
Alan's doing bits.
One thing that we're really excited to talk about
is we're doing our bucket list now, right? You going out of order of your little?
I'm not going out of order.
Okay.
No, I'm not going out of order.
All right.
Kelly and I Hopefully you...
Our big outline for the show, because we're not flying by the seat of our pants tonight, people. We have a whole outline written down on a little note.
We've got an outline right here. But we went to New York City, and we've covered that in a past podcast.
Oh my gosh, were we on... Did you do the fall when we did the last podcast? Did we talk about the fall?
We didn't talk about it.
Y'all got to go back and look at that video.
But, we went to New York City, and we covered everything we did in New York City. I think we also mentioned that Kelly fell.
Yeah, I fell at the 9/11 memorial.
And Kelly wanted me to reproduce her fall.
Recreate it, yes, because...
Recreate it.
Yeah, because Alan, in New York, when we were there, we got back to the room. I said, how did I look? Because, you want to see how bad was it.
Right.
And he recreated it right there in the hotel room. And I was like, oh, that's exactly how it felt. What you're doing right now is exactly what it felt like I did. And so then when we were talking about it, I said, I have to get you to recreate that on video so everybody can see it. It is so funny. I'm sorry. It was so funny. I have to say it was.
We posted it, the video on your social... Well, it's on all our social media.
We put it everywhere because it's so funny. Y'all have to go back and watch it. It's really funny. We did it on Facebook Live. So I have to kill a lot of time because I want people to, join and watch. So just give it a couple minutes. But then Alan does it like 4 times. It's so funny.
And it's on... Sandwich and Some Lovin' has a Facebook page. You can go watch it there.
Yeah, watch it there. It's funny.
It was making me laugh too, and usually I don't laugh too much at myself. But we
went to bed after he recreated it, and we were laying in bed, and we'd just be about to fall asleep, and one of us would start giggling again. It's so funny.
Yeah. So our last night in New York City, we made our 2018 bucket list. So we're really excited to bring to you tonight what's on our bucket list. Now,
yes, we don't do resolutions. Alan's the one that got me to stop doing resolutions, because resolutions really are just... Okay, I want to lose weight. I want to stop smoking or what. I don't smoke, but I'm just saying it's like I want to do this, do that. And then people fail and you just forget about it by January 15th, right?
Right.
But the bucket list.
Well, yeah, let me give our listeners just a little bit of background here. So to me, like Kelly mentioned, the difference between a bucket list item and a resolution item is a resolution, like Kelly said, I want to lose 5 pounds. That's not something you'd put on a bucket list, or I want to eat better. No, to me, a bucket list item is something that you want to do before you die. Now, I've always thought that if you make a life bucket list, which some people do, you'll never do them because it's...
Well, you might, but you're not guaranteed that you're going to live to be 70 or 80 or 90 so you can accomplish all these things.
Yeah, it's human nature to put things off.
Right.
So, and you put them off until you're old and then you die and you don't do your bucket list. So if you make a yearly bucket list and write it down...
Right.
And get your Sharpie out, and when you knock an item off, check it off, you're more likely to do these things.
Now, we did this last year together as a couple, right before New Year's Eve. We did it. We always do it before the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve. And I didn't accomplish everything on my bucket list. Honestly, I put a lot of stuff like things I wanted to do around the house that I did accomplish. But like some personal things, like reading a book a month, I failed at that. But I did run a 5K. Did do that. So this year, I think I wasn't as... I don't know if my bucket list is that interesting, honestly.
I think it's interesting.
Because I tried to put things on there that I could actually accomplish. There's things I want to do, but I don't know necessarily that I'm going to make those happen in 2018, so I'm putting those off. Mm-hmm. Like some of the travel that I want to do, I really don't think it's feasible this year. So that's why I didn't add those things to the bucket list, for me.
Okay. Well, watch this, babe. This is called cross promotion. So we did a podcast. Gosh, babe, it was one of the early ones we did. It was called "Do It Before You Kick It." So if you go on iTunes and search for A Sandwich and Some Lovin' and look at all our podcasts and search for "Do It Before You Kick It."
Is that when we were talking about the bucket list before?
Exactly. That's when we did our 2017 bucket list.
Right.
And we talked about, well, why is this so important to me and then to us now? Why is this so... Just real quick. There was a nurse, and she was in Australia. She wrote a book, and she looked after all these hospice patients, and she collected information for years. And to make a long story short, the one thing that she heard the most from about her patients that were on their deathbeds was their biggest regret was not, I
didn't make enough money.
I didn't make enough money, or I wish I was more rich or anything. It was, I wish I had done those things that I always wanted to do, and now I can't do them because I'm now disabled or I'm too old to do them. And that was... Broke my hip. That was their biggest regret. So when I read that article about this nurse that collected all that information, I was thinking, and this was right after my divorce when I saw this article, I was thinking, man, here I am middle-aged now with 3 kids. I don't want to wake up 25 years from now and think, well, God, I always wanted to go to Boston. I always wanted to go to Seattle. I always wanted to go to Italy.
Right. We want to do those things.
Yeah. There were so many things, not just travel, but so many things I wanted to accomplish in my life.
Like a couple of things you did, like you got an urge and you said, I want to buy a Porsche. I want to buy a slingshot. Sometimes you got to slow your roll a little bit.
Those weren't really
on those making it happen.
Well, the Porsche was a bucket list item.
Yeah,
a weekend car
was a bucket list item.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like, just because it's on the list, sometimes you got to be real about it and say we can't really do it this right now.
Right.
That's why we got a Porsche and a slingshot in the garage right now.
Absolutely. We need another.
We need another 2-seater for a family of 6.
So we're really excited to bring to you what we have on our 2018 bucket list. But before we do that, we are going to talk about a brand new partner.
This is really great.
This is, and folks, this is really cool. So listen up here.
This is actually going to have a lot to do with some of the items on your bucket list.
It is. And I have actually, Kelly and I have both looked at this. I've actually participated in some of the programs that Beachbody On Demand offers.
Yes. If you've heard of the P90X, the Insanity, the 21-day fix with all those little containers, 3-week yoga retreat. All of this you can find at Beachbody On Demand. Now, Alan, you've been doing the yoga because you've been having back issues.
Yeah, and that's why, if you notice on the Facebook Live, I'm sitting up straight. Yeah, I have had some back issues lately. I did the 3-week yoga retreat, guys.
You're addicted.
I'm addicted. It is really fun. The instructors are amazing. The instructor for my particular program has trained college athletes, Olympic athletes. And I'm really doing it because, like they say, babe, beach bodies are made in the winter. They're not made in the summer.
That's right. It's too late when summer gets here. So if that's one of your bucket list or resolutions, is to get in shape before it's swimsuit season. Beachbody On Demand has everything. And the thing is you can, it's so convenient. You can get it on your computer. Mm-hmm. If you have a web-enabled TV, you can get it there, your tablet, smartphone, anything. So you don't have to go to the gym if you say it's too expensive. You don't have to try to get to that class before it, it's never convenient.
Yeah, you can do all this at home, and really,
I'm getting a great workout.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fitness guy, but there are programs for beginners. There are programs for those of you who are fit and maybe have been doing online workouts for a while, and then for you freaking freaks out there, they've got
freaking freaks.
They've got P90X, they got P90X2.
But it's not just workouts; it's also information on nutrition, meal prep, recipes, and it's really great. You need
600 different workouts.
Need to give Beachbody On Demand a try, and right now get a free trial membership when you text. This is a texting. Okay. Text the word sandwich to 303030. 303030. Text the word sandwich to 303030, and you'll get full access to this entire Beachbody On Demand platform for free. All the workouts, the nutrition information for free if you text the word sandwich to 303030. We're believers. We
text sandwich to 303030. Guys, I did my last yoga program today. It is awesome. I'm feeling so much better. My back is in much better shape. Check them out. Beachbody On Demand.
And we can do it together. And I'm going to get Emma Kelly, my daughter, to do. She's been wanting to work out with me. This is a great way to do it. A lot of gyms don't allow young people. My daughter's 11. They don't allow them to go in the gyms for these classes because of age requirements. We can do it together at home. I'm very excited.
Awesome. So transitioning into our bucket list now.
Yes. So, transitioning.
Fitness obviously is a big one for a lot of people when they're making resolutions. To me, if you're making a bucket list, a fitness bucket list might be like, I don't know, a marathon, or a triathlon or something like that.
Because last year you're like, I need to lose 10 pounds, but I know if I write down lose 10 pounds, I won't do it. So he wrote down run a 5K, figuring training for a 5K would lose 10 pounds. Didn't work out that way, but we did run the 5K.
Yeah, we did run the 5K.
Yeah, we
so we
got put on a little weight.
Well,
Let's just be honest.
Well, a little bit.
We're a little puffy.
We're okay.
So we're in love.
We're in love.
It's wedding weight, babe.
I love you so good.
I love you too.
So how are we going to do this? Are we just going to go through mine and go through yours, or you want to alternate?
Just to give people an idea of what we do. And it's not too late to make your bucket list. If you want to, why don't you go through yours first? Yours is probably way more interesting than mine.
So you just want me to go through mine?
If you want to. Okay. You don't have to do all of them if some of them are too personal.
No, hey, this is our family. This is our family on a sandwich and some love.
Yeah, we're sitting there. We're at a bar in New York City. I was drinking a dirty martini with blue cheese olives.
I was drinking this was a new drink.
You were drinking some honey things.
Well, they had iced tea with Jack Daniel's honey. Mm-hmm. So think of that when you think about some of my bucket list items here. No, I was
having some tasty truffle fries.
I was fine. Oh, wow, yeah.
They were very good.
No wonder we're up 20 pounds.
Right.
Okay.
He ain't lying either.
Alan's 2018 bucket list, written in my own handwriting here. Number 1.
Why are you yelling?
I'm trying to enunciate. Go on a guy's fishing trip.
Okay, so I'm not going.
I have never been. I've been fishing a lot. I've been with my family a lot.
Take the kids a lot.
I've been by myself a whole lot. But I have never been where a bunch of guys take a charter fishing trip or go with a guide. So the guide's going to take you to where the fish are. You're going to catch so many fish that you make your limit. You go in. You go into the marina and you clean your fish and fry your fish.
Okay, well, I don't want to go on that.
Okay,
that's like last year you did the hog hunting. This year's the fishing.
Yeah. So go on a guy's fishing trip. Number 2, get a tattoo on my left arm.
See, this is the thing, and that's fine. I mean, I never thought I would be with a man with tattoos, and here we are. So
what does that mean?
Well, it was like another one of your things once you went through your divorce and you were finding yourself and you bought the weekend car, you started getting tattoos. Right?
Well, something I always wanted to do. I don't think it had anything to do with finding myself.
Well, it had a lot to do with getting divorced. You got your tattoo.
No, I told you that was more... if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be being true to myself.
Right.
It's
so
just something that I wanted to do, and I felt like I needed to do it to be me.
And like they say, the truth is, once you get one tattoo, you want another one.
Yeah.
And now he's gone from one tattoo to a 3/4 sleeve on his right arm.
So I'm going to get one on my left arm. I have a sleeve on my right arm. Okay.
So you're going to stop at one on your left arm?
I can't guarantee that.
Right.
Number 3. Learn iMovie and get really good at it.
Okay.
So I have a new Mac laptop, and it comes with this program called iMovie.
Mm-hmm. It's what all Macs come with that, don't they?
Yeah, I think all Macs do. And it's what you use to edit video. And I am a novice. I am a neophyte. Mm-hmm. I am a beginner. Mm-hmm. I don't have a lot of knowledge in iMovie.
That's okay. I don't either.
So I want to learn that program, and that's one thing I've always wanted to do is know how to do better video.
Yeah, because you're starting a YouTube channel. Yeah, for that.
Because we want to do a YouTube channel. Number 4, I want to run a 5 or a 10K.
We already did the 5K.
We did the 5K. I think if I train this time, I didn't train for the 5K, and I ran it without stopping. Now, I think if I train for a 5K...
Yeah, because you didn't train.
I can't run a 10K without training. I don't think I can. Mm-hmm. That's a long way. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 5, I want to take my boys to a football game.
Okay.
They're really getting into football.
You mean like a professional NFL? Or
doesn't have to be NFL.
High school?
Could be high school, could be college, could be NFL.
Okay.
But they're really NFL fans, so probably an NFL game if I can swing it.
Yeah.
But I think they would really, really enjoy that.
Man, I wish they'd make it more affordable for people to go.
It's expensive.
Just so expensive.
The Dallas Cowboys are very expensive.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars just to take your kid. It's just awful.
Thousands, consequently millions. Number 6, this is one that I've had on my list a few years now. This is a carryover, but it's going to keep going on my list.
Because you did it. You do it.
I do it.
Yes.
Go to a city I've never been to.
Yeah. Last year, that city was Miami.
Last city was Miami, and I also went to San Francisco last year. Uh-huh. It was on a work trip. I didn't go with you, but...
Miami you did.
I did go. I went to Miami with you.
Yeah.
So those cities in the running this year, Boston, Seattle. I've been a lot of places, but I haven't been those 2 places.
Okay.
So those are in the running.
Those 2 I've never been to either.
Yeah. Number 7, travel to another country. I'm thinking we'll probably go to Mexico.
But
okay. I've been to Mexico.
If it's Mexico, that's fine. It's not another country we haven't been to.
What about Canada?
See, I've never been to Canada. And okay, getting to my bucket list in a minute, I didn't even write that down, I don't think, because as much as I want to go to Banff, I just didn't think it was in the funds this year. But we'll see. Go ahead.
Okay.
Just, Mexico, if Mexico counts, that's good.
Yeah. I just want to keep going to other places that I've never been. Another country. Mexico would get me a checkbox on the bucket list, but really...
You'd rather go somewhere you've never been
Rather go somewhere I've never been, yeah. Number 8, read 3 books. I didn't make this last year. I had 3 books on there. I read 1 book. That's not cool. You got to read. You got to read more than 1 book a year, and I think I could do that.
It's also got to be a book that's enriching. I mean, it's one thing. Every once in a while, it's fun to read something just kind of entertaining and kind of a trashy novel, but maybe something that's actually enlightening.
Yeah. Number 9. Take Brooke on at least 3 dates. Brooke is my 12-year-old daughter. She's
almost 13.
Oh, she's going to be a teenager in January. I think it's real important for a father-daughter to have that, that connection where they're kind of off by themselves, so she can say things maybe she wouldn't say in front of her brothers or anybody else, and I can ask her questions or, just kind of bounce ideas off one another.
And plus, you could teach her how a girl should be expect to be treated. on a date.
Yeah. When I've done that before, I try to treat her like she's on a date. I try to get the door for her on the car. I try to get the door for her at the restaurant.
And a little girl will act like she's so embarrassed. And I'm telling you, she loves it.
Oh, Brooke's so funny. And then number 10, I didn't write this down, but I should have. This is one thing that I've wanted to do really my entire life. I want to build a homemade go-kart. Now, I want to build...
What?
Yes. Now, I want to build it for Cole. I want to build it for my son.
Your 9-year-old son.
My 9-year-old son, Cole. Now, I've always wanted to build a go-kart, but when I was a kid, I never knew how. I didn't have the tools.
Do you know how now?
I didn't have the money. Well, what they have now that they didn't have when I was a kid?
YouTube.
Yeah. YouTube. So what you can do is easily convert your drill, a cordless drill, into the motor.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Sure can.
Oh.
And you can make a go-kart using the drill as the go-kart's motor. So,
all right.
So Cole and I'm going to try to do that in 18, is make him a simple go-kart, steering wheel, 4 wheels, and the drill is...
Well, don't tell him.
Oh, he
You already told him?
Well, I told him someday, buddy, we're going to build a go-kart together.
Okay.
So those are my 10. I have some others on here that really, they're I won't share them with you just because they're boring. They're more to do with Kelly and I starting our own podcast business and the kind of... growing that and the levels of social media followers and features we want to add on the website and yada, yada, yada. You guys...
But you've been working really hard on the website. You need to, if anybody's listening and wants to check out KellieandAllen.com, he's really been working hard on updating that and getting it really nice with our blogs. We started blogging and...
Yeah, and...
It started off as a wedding present to me, but now we've let's do something else with it and make it more fun because it's just sitting there, we should do something with it.
And we are definitely. Kelly's out there blogging now. Well, we both are, but Kelly used to do. I know
Kelly's Diary.
Kind of stealing your thunder here, but
no, that's not.
Yeah, Kelly used to do a Kelly's Diary, and now she's blogging again, and she's really started off strong with it. She's going to try to do it 2 or 3 times a week.
Well, 3 times a week. That's what I wrote on my bucket list.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you don't understand. I used to do, back in the day, Kid Craddock from the Kid Craddock Morning Show. May he rest in peace. He made me write a diary every day. He, for some reason, thought I was a good writer, which,
you are. I really agree with that. You are.
But he would read my diary out loud. And him reading it as me with that real Southern voice he did, it made anything I wrote funny. If I was complaining or bitching about something, him reading it out loud just made it funny. So when you're reading my diary on KellieandAllen.com, try to imagine Kid reading it in my voice, and it might make it funny. But I just did it every day for so long. I got kind of burned out on it because I found that I was using it as just a big bitch fest to kind of just dump on all my problems. And after a while, I was sick of hearing myself complain. So I quit. And so I'm not in that same headspace anymore, but I still have stuff to talk about. I talk about The Bachelor on there and just stuff going on. So anyway, if you want to check that out, that's there.
Yeah.
Now on my bucket list,
excuse me.
I'm not going to go through all of them because they're really not all that interesting. But
they're interesting. Why don't you go through them, babe?
Well, the first one, I don't know what I'm saying.
Well, here's the deal. The reason we're doing that is because I'm going to put a bucket list on yours.
You're going to put one on mine?
Yeah, I'm going to put one on yours. And we're going to do, and I've never done this before. You have, but we've never done it as a couple. We're going to do a photo shoot this year.
Oh, God.
You and I are going to do a professional photo shoot because we need photos for our website. Oh. We just need photos. So in order to have your very best photos, what do you got to do?
I got to get back down. Y'all, I lost a ton of weight for the wedding because I had to fit in my wedding dress. I had to fit in it. And of course, the minute I said I do, I started eating again. And I've gained back all of it plus a little bit. And so I've got it. And I'm so unhappy, right? Well, not that unhappy.
No.
That's a lie. I'm not unhappy. Getting dressed in the morning is a bit frustrating. It's just frustrating. And then once I finally figure out what I can still zip, my day goes on and I don't worry about it anymore. But I do need to get that. So that's one of my bucket list items, was to get back down to a healthy weight. Not my wedding day.
Kind of a resolution.
That's kind of borderline resolution.
But it ties into the bucket list item, which is
getting the photo shoot.
Get a photo shoot.
Okay. I want to do a fun family vacation in July. Last year, the kids were... I've never heard so much complaining from 4 children about going on a vacation. But with us getting married, we had our wedding and our honeymoon in July. Now, my daughter got to go to Mexico with her dad. Your kids got to go to Florida, to the beach in Florida. They got to go to Chicago. They did all this traveling. So it's not like they didn't get a vacation. They just didn't get a vacation with us. And they complained nonstop about it. So this year I'd like to go on a fun vacation with the kids. That's one of the bucket lists. I guess I'll talk about that. Should I talk about that? Number 3?
It's up to you.
All right. For years and years, this lady I know who is a book publisher, and she works with, really big names in the business.
Give us a couple.
Dr. Phil, Joel Osteen, people like that, Maria Shriver.
Are you name dropping or dropping a dime?
You told me to.
Go ahead.
So, anyway, she's been after me to write a book. And I said, I don't have anything to say in a book.
Not true.
And this has been going on for years. And so anyway, with the passing of Kid Craddock and the show going on, still has his name on the show, but the fact that it's never been done before, where the host of a show dies and the show continues without him. There's a story there to be told, with finding Allen after being divorced for 10 years in a place where most women give up hope, divorced mom, single for 10 years, and to go into online dating and to find love again, and the hope that is there. So we revisited this whole book idea and signed a contract to write a book. Now I got to write the thing. So but I don't know how to write a book. So it's not as easy as just sitting down and writing a bunch of Kelly's diaries, which I'm sure we can reference a lot of those for some of the stories and stuff. But in the process of trying to find someone to collaborate with. So that's on my bucket list, is to find the right collaborator to write a book, which I will hopefully write and finish in 2018. We'll see. Again, like we referred to earlier, we've started blogging again. So my bucket list is to blog at least 3 times a week. I'm going to try really hard to do that. It's hard going from cold turkey nothing to starting again. Last year, I did a bucket list of reading a book a month. All right, I was doing really well. I was full steam ahead. I even read Pride and Prejudice because I wanted to read a classic that I never read before. And man, that was dry, but I did it. I got it done within the 31 days of January. And I was clocking along really good. And I asked for a book suggestion, and someone suggested Beach Music, which is written by a Southern author. His name escapes me right now. I'm sorry. What was his name? I can't remember. But anyway, it's a Southern author. This book arrived. I ordered it on Amazon because with Amazon, you can, pick kids to be your charity and they get a cut. So I order all my books and stuff through Amazon. That book came in and it was 6 inches thick practically. When I saw it, my heart dropped. I'm like, how am I going to read this in 30 days? But if it's a great book, I wouldn't be able to put it down. I figured I'd be able to finish it. I have been reading that book for 6 months. I cannot finish this book. I don't care about any of the characters anymore. I'm just so over this book. I just want nobody will take me up on this offer to just email me text me, tweet me. I don't know. Just tell me how the book ends because I don't care. I don't want to finish it, but I feel obligated to finish it before I can move on to the next book. But if somebody can just tell me how it ends, I'll be done with beach music.
Do you see this on Wikipedia or get Cliff's Notes or something?
I tried and I couldn't. Oh. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place. But there's that. So instead of reading 12 books this year, a book a month, I'm doing 6 books because I can do that.
That's a lot of books.
It's a book every 2 months. But I got to finish this damn beach music first.
Whoa.
Unless somebody ruins it for me, which you won't be ruining it. You'd be doing me a favor.
Okay.
But Lord, unless you got 6 months to spare, don't get this book.
6 books.
Okay. Also, I feel like I'm losing touch with a lot of the people that have been in my life since forever. So one of my goals is to call at least one friend a week. That sounds like nothing, but life gets in the way. And before you know it, a week or 2 or 3 passes and you haven't reached out or connected with any of your friends. So I really made this a bucket list item to call at least one friend a week. And it could be a friend or a family member, but to keep that contact going, that's important. Mm-hmm. I want to host more at home. This is, I think, not sitting too well with my husband, Allen, because I have managed to schedule us.
Why? Why am I talking like that?
A lot. I mean, I've got a lot coming up. And he's like, oh my gosh, what have you done? He's unleashed the beast, allowing me to entertain at home because I get carried away. But we're hosting a dinner party this weekend. We're going out 2 other times this weekend.
Yeah, there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the weekend, or in the weekend.
Maybe Sunday will be canceled.
I think we have 4 or 5 engagements on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I'm sorry. I got carried away with that one. But I do want to host more at home. I love that. I want to cook more meals at home. These aren't bucket list items. These are like resolutions. I get a little fuzzy. But we eat out too much, which is an explanation for why we're putting on so much weight. But it's also so expensive.
It's so good.
I want to run another 5K, but I was so mad at myself. My goal was to run the 5K, and I didn't speak it out loud, but I didn't want to stop. However, this 5K, they put a hill at the very end of the 5K.
That was tough.
Why would they put a hill at the end of the 5K? I saw a light at the top of the hill. It was a nighttime run. I was like, if I could just make it to that light, I'm going to have to stop and walk. And I'd already set up that agreement with myself to run to that point, which was at the top of the hill. And I was going to give myself a break. So I walked for 90 seconds and I'm still kicking myself over that.
And Kelly still beat me.
And I still beat you.
Even though I didn't stop.
I trained a little bit. I didn't train as much as I should have.
I didn't train at all.
So my bucket list is to run a 5K without stopping. Also, there's this thing called Like It to Know It, or something.
Yep.
A lot of people if I just say something about, oh, I'm drinking cupcake wine or something, and then I forget about it, and people ask me later, and I'm like, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So I thought it would be good to set that up, because if I people ask me about what eye cream I'm using. If I post something, I say, okay, here's my eye cream, and here's the link to get it. That'll be a good thing to do. So I'm going to try to get that set up. That's a bucket list to do that.
You know what people are really big on? Your sunglasses, your shoes.
Well, honey, go to Nordstrom Rack.
And your shirt or blouse.
Yeah,
and
they all want to know.
They want to know what you're wearing, babe.
It's normally Nordstrom Rack or TJ Maxx or something, but it'll save you.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to do better about that. Declutter the closet and kitchen, because, oh gosh, we're having a swap party in 2 weeks. Another thing I'm hosting at home.
Sounds kind of seedy.
That again sounds like another resolution instead of a bucket list.
What's a swap party?
A swap party is where, if you're not familiar,
it's nothing to do with swingers.
And I'm not. This isn't my original idea, even though when I came up with it, I hadn't heard about it. And then I started hearing more and more. When my daughter was really young, she had all these clothes hanging in the closet with tags on them, and she'd outgrow them. And I initially would take them to a children's consignment store where they insulted you with how much they give you for them. It wasn't even, if they'd sell it, they wouldn't even give you half. They give you nothing.
We're running a business, not a charity, Rasberry.
But normally consignment stores for adults and for furniture, if they sell it for $100, you get $50. This children's consignment store was nothing. You wouldn't get if they sold it for $1, you'd maybe get 10 cents. It was ridiculous. And so I said, I'd rather my friends with daughters use this stuff and I not make any money off of it, but know my friends are getting to use these beautiful clothes my daughter never wore. So it started off with a children's swap. We would swap children's clothes and toys and stuff, and it grew to where we swap our own things.
Yeah.
Not just clothes, but it became small household appliances, pieces of art. I gave away, I swapped giveaway, basically, a whole set of dishes that I never used. I got a beautiful set of Williams-Sonoma mixing bowls. I mean, some women really get rid of stuff. They're like, we're just not using it. What's the point?
Hey, babe.
And everything we don't swap gets donated to charity. What?
Are you still on your bucket list?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just going off on why I'm doing the decluttering and doing the swap party.
Yeah. Hey, one thing about, just real quick, I'm going to get off the bucket list too.
Because you're not paying attention?
No, I'm paying attention. You invited, I think, Part-Time Justin to the last, from the morning show, Part-Time Justin to the last swap party.
I invited him to this one too.
And you know what's so funny is sometimes I'll see Justin and he'll be wearing my clothes.
Right. That's why I invited him.
It's not unsettling. It's just...
It should make you feel good.
Odd.
It should make you feel good.
It makes me feel good, but when you see somebody wearing something that you wore...
And he loves it.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm just saying it's a little... I don't know what the right word is.
It's like, oh, that used to be mine.
Yeah,
cool.
it's strange.
And normally,
I don't know what the right word is.
it's all girlfriends, but we invite Part-Time Justin because, number one, he's a lot of fun. And number two...
He's basically a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's a girlfriend. Yeah. And he loves Allen's stuff. And Allen just has so many shirts that are hanging there for 3 years he hasn't worn. Justin loves them.
Well, he loves some of it.
Some of it, yeah. Not all of it. So we're having another swap party. We're doing that. I want to find a TV show we can watch together. That is a bucket list item.
I want to watch that Black Mirror. That sounds
Everybody's
cool.
been trying to talk us into Black Mirror.
Justin was telling us about that, Black Mirror.
A lot of people are on the Black Mirror. A lot of people on this Mindhunter thing. We just cannot get into it. We tried. I'm serious. The first episode of Mindhunter, a man literally takes a gun and blows his head off, and Alan and I are just sitting there like, huh. I don't know why. We just did not connect with this show at all.
I couldn't get into it.
It was the first episode was beyond boring, and everybody's like, give it another chance, give it another chance. We're like, all right, we'll give it another episode. We gave it 2 episodes. The dialogue is annoying.
Nobody talks like that.
I can't stand that rapid fire. We're so witty back and forth, and they each have a comeback for each other that quick. It's not real.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. So we're out after 2 episodes.
I'm with you on that.
I don't know if we should try giving it a third or not. But everybody loves it except for us.
Nah, I'm out.
But I would like to find a TV show to watch together.
Black Mirror.
I wanted to watch Stranger Things with you. I've already watched season 1. You will not watch season 1.
It's not that I won't watch it. I just have not. 2. I just don't have time. I haven't done it.
Well, I'm waiting to watch season 2, and you won't even watch season 1 because I want to watch season 2 with you.
Let's watch it. Instead of going out to eat, let's stay home and watch Stranger Things. Okay.
But I'm happy to watch The Crown by myself.
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. I don't want you watching The Crown with me. It's about the royal family.
Oh.
It's about Queen Elizabeth when she first became queen.
Oh.
And exactly. I don't want you watching that with me. That's mine.
I'm not on that. I don't even know who Meghan Markle is.
Well, she's not in The Crown.
And she doesn't wear hose.
You heard the show this morning is why you're saying that. And I'll tell you another thing I want to do is I want to go on more dates with my mother.
Oh, I thought you were going to say with me.
With my mother.
That's a fail.
Before,
no, you should.
Before my daughter was born, and my daughter's now 11, I made a decision because my mother was, my mother had me young. She was 19 when she had me. And so we're still, 19 years apart. She's not an old lady. But I wanted to do a lot with my mother while we could. So we go on mother-daughter trips every year to places we'd never been. Mm-hmm. Our very first one was to Cozumel, Mexico. Neither one of us had been, and that was really awesome. And then we started going to places in the United States. I'd maybe been, but she'd never been, like Washington, D.C. She'd never been and wanted to go, so we did that. We went to San Francisco together and did Alcatraz. We did a lot of these mother-daughter trips, and I've stopped doing those because life got in the way. That's what happened. So I want to start doing not necessarily these mother-daughter trips, which now would be mother-daughter, granddaughter trips, but doing more dates with my mother.
I think that's a great idea.
Very important.
Yeah.
Because, she's not old. She's what? She's going to be 70
Your mom's younger
year.
Than my mom.
She's going to be 70 this year. Still young and great health. It's not like, I got to get this in. But I, want to create memories with her.
Absolutely.
And then I want to do more mommy-daughter dates with Emma Kelly. Because I think sometimes, with blending the family, she's so excited to be part of a bigger family. But there's times I think that she gets emotional and she's like, and she said to me sometimes, sometimes I miss when it was just you and me. Because, it's when she's fighting or something with the siblings and stuff like that. So I want to be sensitive to her feelings. And I need to just let her know she's still really important and holds a place of value. And so more stuff with her.
I think that's smart. Now,
and that's my list.
That's a great list. I think those lean more towards the resolution side.
A lot of them
in my opinion.
That's fine.
But a lot of the things that I have on my bucket list will involve you. So
what?
Traveling to another country, going to a city I've never been to, running a 5K or 10K.
Well, I'll do the 5K. I'm not doing the 10K. I'm just not even going to set myself up.
Getting a tattoo on my left arm.
I'm not doing that.
You're the one that designed that tattoo.
I did, unbeknownst to me. I commissioned his tattoo artist to do for our wedding gift. I commissioned him to do a piece of art that he is hanging in the man room right now where we're recording the podcast. And it's supposed to be me. I said I wanted to be a real busty redhead.
It's very busty and very redheaded.
Because that's a tattoo art. I mean, they do busty girls.
Very creamy, too.
I did a cream. I said I want a redhead, busty, but with a top on because we've got children in the home. And Alan's a Leo. He likes the lions. And I said I want her, my vision was to have her riding a lion, like almost like riding the bucking bronco at Billy Bob's. But he worked it out a little bit differently, but he used my vision to create what's going to now be your tattoo.
And it turned out really amazing.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. So
yeah.
Future podcast, we will share that.
You're going to do that in February,
that
right?
That image. Yeah, I have an appointment in February. I'm getting kind of nervous about it, too, because I have a feeling it's going to really hurt.
It's a big one.
All right, babe. So
that's bucket list talk.
So we've gone through football. We've gone through bucket list.
Maybe we've inspired some people to add some things to a bucket list or a resolution list, but...
Yeah, hopefully we have. And I know we get a lot of feedback, babe. I know we both do, especially on social media about, hey, I'm starting to do a bucket list like you guys, and it's like the coolest thing I've ever done because I'm actually doing things now that I always wanted to do. It's
easier when you break it down into year-size bites instead of lifetime bites. Lifetime bites, who knows if you ever get around to it.
Yeah. Hey, just remember, you got limited time here on this planet Earth.
We're not promised tomorrow.
We are not promised
That's a morbid thought, but it is true. Oh my gosh. Really true. Alan, I'm thinking about going to get a flu shot after all. I don't know. I've never gotten the flu. Let me knock on wood right now. I've never had the flu. I've had the 24-hour flu. That is nowhere near the same as the flu. I was just reading today on this this news story about this young 20-something-year-old guy who was a bodybuilder, got the flu, and was dead 5 days later. Started shutting down his organs. It's such awful. A serious strain of flu.
That is awful.
And, you hear the reports. I was talking to a woman today, and I have not done my research. This is me talking to a lady. She said she went ahead and got the flu vaccine, even though it's an educated guess every year when they make the flu vaccine. They don't know. They just have to assume what the virus is going to be. They make a vaccination that will attack that virus. So this flu shot is only effective against 10% of the cases or something like that, 10% of the flu. But she told me, is this true or not? I don't know. That if you get the flu shot, it will still help if you get this really serious strain of flu. It'll help your body fight it. Yeah. It won't prevent that real serious strain of flu, but it'll help your body fight it. And when you're hearing people are dying within 5 days of getting this thing, I'm a little nervous. My daughter's had a flu shot.
Because I
don't want to risk... I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about doing it.
It's a really controversial subject.
I've never had the flu shot.
So I've never had the flu either.
Knock on wood again.
Knock on wood. For years, I never got a flu shot. And then the companies I worked for in the last couple of years, they gave free flu shots and vitamin B. So I would do it.
And then you get a little slight, you get the little aches and pains because it's putting a little strain of the flu in you. Everybody's like, I don't get the flu shot because I get the flu. You're not getting the flu. You're getting a little taste of just body aches and stuff.
I don't know what to believe.
What do you want to do? Do you want to get one?
Talk to your doctor. I don't.
Oh, your doctor will tell you.
No, I've already got one, babe.
You did?
Yes, I got one this year. I got a flu shot and a vitamin B shot. So.
Do you think I should get one?
I don't know.
As I'm sitting here, you start getting those fake symptoms. It's like I'm starting to not feel so well. My nose is starting to stuff up.
My throat is scratchy. I don't. Can it hurt?
I might just get a little,
Does it hurt to get a flu shot?
Well, your arm hurts.
No, what's the downside of getting a flu shot?
Nothing. Just taking the time out of my day to go do it.
Right. Okay. Awesome. So,
I guess I'll do it.
What else we got left to talk about, babe? It's kind of a serious subject. We do a lot of buffoonery here and a lot of tomfoolery and a lot of joking on a sandwich and some lemon.
We do.
But every once in a while, we talk about a serious subject. It's not a serious subject, but, this is our 2-year anniversary of dating. That's how we opened the podcast, was talking about that.
We met 2 years ago tonight.
Yeah, but
it was a Sunday night that night.
So we want to talk about hope and keeping hope when you're maybe you're single or maybe you're married and you're having marital issues, or maybe, you're dating around and you can't find that right person for you, and you think, man, I am a catch. Why can I not find that person? Because I think I'm a pretty cool person.
We all do, right?
Yeah, we all do. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second, but we need to talk about our last partner real quick, and that's Brooklyn.
Oh, we should talk about Brooklyn. And you know what Brooklyn makes?
They make
sheets. And
babe.
they make luxury sheets.
And once you get into dating and you are in a relationship,
you get to introduce your partner to your sheets.
and you need good ones.
You need good ones. And Brooklyn, and we do love. Brooklyn is an online linen company. And the great thing about that is it cuts out the middleman. So you get these luxury sheets at a fraction of what you would pay at these pricey department stores. I love good bed sheets. I have paid tons of money at these, I'll still go to a discount store and pay tons of money for discount sheets. I get home and they're scratchy and awful. So I was so excited when I found Brooklinen and at brooklinen.com, because the bedding, from the time we put them on our bed, so wonderful. And you know what I love about Brooklinen? This is a little cool thing.
What's that, babe?
You know when you're putting the bottom sheet on the mattress, the one with all the elastic on it? Mm-hmm. And I'm serious. Every time I put this sheet on, I put it on the wrong way because it bunches up. Brooklinen puts this little tag that tells you what the bottom side is.
That's really nice to have.
It's such a nice little extra that I would have never thought of. It's like, duh.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? Because Brooklinen thought of that. So when you're making the bed, it's like there's no guesswork. It's like, oh, this is the bottom, and that's where it goes. I love that. Plus, the sheets are just so comfortable. The more you wash them, the more comfortable they get. Mm-hmm. It's the only sheets I put on my bed anymore. And they come with some fun patterns. I like the neutral way things are going. So I got the neutral pattern, but you can mix them up with stripes and things. There's fun bedding. You can mix or match and make it look like a real luxury, like a decorator came in your bedroom.
And speaking of luxury, did you know that most bedding at department stores is marked up 300%?
I did not know that, but hearing you say that, yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, so Brooklyn makes quality luxury sheets and bedding that everybody can afford.
We love it. And they have comforter covers too. In fact, their Brooklyn is All Season Down comforter was rated the #1 best comforter by New York Times Wirecutter blog. So that's really cool too. So for sheets, bedding, comforters, go to brooklinen.com, and right now you can get $20 off and free shipping when you use the promo code SANDWICH. At brooklinen.com. And they're so confident you're going to love your new sheets as much as we do. There's a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee and a lifetime warranty on all the sheets and comforters. So there's no reason for you not to try
That's brooklinen.com. BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code SANDWICH.
$20 off and free shipping.
Brooklinen, they are the best sheets ever.
We love them.
We're digging them, babe. They're soft. They're silky.
I can't wait to crawl into them tonight.
Not scratchy. So
that's their slogan. Not scratchy.
Well, that's not. That's
Brooklinen. Not scratchy.
Kind of the slogan
we should suggest it. That's why you're the marketing genius.
That's right. Okay, so speaking of dating and hope and what we were talking about right before the Brooklinen spot there, I was asking Kelly the other day. I said, can you kind of think about what your life was like? And I can certainly remember what mine was like 2 years and a month ago to this day. And kind of just give everyone kind of your thoughts about where you were in your head and where you were in your dating life. And did you have a plan? Did you have hope? How did you feel? What was going on?
With me, I had been divorced for about 10 years. And I went through spells where I was seriously depressed. I didn't think I would ever find anybody. You get to a certain age, you feel silly going to bars. And then you go to some bars that have like reputations for being, cougar bars or whatever these swing. It just feels wrong. And, but I'd always been very hesitant about online dating. I felt like being on the radio and stuff that I couldn't do it because I felt like a lot of listeners would see me on there and I wouldn't get like a chance at a genuine match because some people might be like, oh, that's Kellie Rasberry. I want to meet her from the radio. So it would be somebody looking for a love connection, more of just like, and that was silly of me to think that way, but that's the way I felt at the time. I'm just being honest. But then we had a chance on the radio. We were doing a bit called Tender Tuesday, And as an experiment, I decided to let them have me sign up as a newbie who'd never done it before. And so we did it as a radio bit. The safety net there for me was if it didn't work out, at least we'd have funny stories to tell on the radio, right? Mm-hmm. But if it did work out, I'd find love. And so it was really a win-win situation. It was either going to be good radio or I'd find love. Mm-hmm. So I signed up for Tinder. And then a girl on the show told me about Bumble. And the difference with Bumble was that the woman has to make the first move. And it was a new service at the time. And there weren't as many people on it. Tinder was just flooded with so many people. And it is starting to get a reputation as sort of like a pickup site. So anyway, I did Bumble. And I was swiping around and met somebody. And things were going really great until they weren't going so great. And that ended. And that was in the summer before I met you.
So summer of...
That was like July of 2015. Yeah, 2015. July of 2015 or so. And so I took a few months off. I said, I just need a minute to recover from that. It was like, it worked. I found somebody. That relationship didn't work out, but I needed a minute to kind of regroup. The first time I went on Bumble, I had an attitude of like, I put so much pressure on every first date that this has to be something great. This has to be something great. By the time I decided to check back in the next time, my mentality had changed to, I'm just going to really go out, meet people, and have fun with this. If something happens, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. Mm-hmm. And so I started swiping right, and I would be talking to, I had a maximum for myself of 5 men at a time. That sounds like a lot, but it's not. I mean, well, it is, because it's kind of hard. But what you do is what I did was I was focused on those 5, and I would weed them out one at a time. Because to me, and a lot of people have a problem with me saying this, it's kind of a numbers game. It is a numbers game. You date enough people, eventually you can date 100 guys. That 101st guy might be the one, but it's a numbers game. You got to get there. So some women say, oh, I've tried it. I've been on 3 dates. It didn't work for me. Honey, do you know how many dates I went on? I went on like 50, 60 first dates that didn't work out, that didn't result in a second date. Some of them weren't that great, but none of them were horrible. I met some really interesting men. I got taken out to a lot of nice restaurants. I got taken to coffee. I would meet for lunch. I would meet for happy hour for dinner and stuff. Had great conversation, and it was just fine. But I was never defeated because I knew I got 3 or 4 more guys I'm working on. When I'm done with this bunch, I'll just start talking to 5 more. That was my attitude about it at the time. If you call that player, that's fine. I wasn't sleeping with any of them. No. I wasn't. Right, it was one and done dates and not negative. So then this was right around Christmas, I guess. Well, it was right after Christmas when I swiped right on you, and we started texting, and we made the decision just to meet a few days after that. And at the time I swiped right on Allen, I had this thing where I was dating 2 or 3 guys at the same time. There was absolutely nothing wrong with these other 2 gentlemen I was dating at that time, but I made the decision that Allen and I had more in common. There was more spark and energy there. So I let those other relationships go, and then I focused on you. And that's how it happened for me.
So what would be the 1 or 2 bullet points or lessons learned from that whole experience?
It's like, don't let people give up after 2 or 3 tries. Like, this has failed. It doesn't work for me. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I would go on 5 dates in 1 week. Like when my daughter, she was in school, I'd meet people for lunch. If she was with her dad, I'd line up dates that weekend. I would have a different one every night. I would literally have 5 dates in 1 week. But that got me 1 step closer to you. Every no got me 1 step closer to my yes. And but I was never defeated by it. I don't know what, it was just my mind was right at the time. Mm-hmm. I wasn't always like that. Mm-hmm. Trust me, I went through the time when I come home from a date and I'm like, oh, I don't want to ever have to do that again. Oh, I dread going back out. But I did it. By the time I got back on when I met you, I was in a different mindset. I was in the right mindset.
See, what Kelly said there, I think it's to me, that's really key. My mind was right at the time.
Yeah. If your mind's not right, it's a waste of time.
So I think that means different things for different people. But for me, so while Kelly's doing all that in 2015 and towards the end of 2016, I'm doing the same thing. I'm out there on the dating sites. I was on Tinder. I was on Bumble. Plenty of Fish, I think, was another one I was on. Ooh. Yeah, I I think those were the 3 I was on.
I looked over somebody's shoulder. I think I signed up for Plenty of Fish and immediately deleted it after my first 2 or 3 messages.
I never did any of the paid. I never did Match, and I never did any of the paid sites. But anyhow, like Kelly, I dated a lot, and there were some weeks where I'd go out with a different woman each day of the week.
And then you were just coming off a divorce, though, unlike me. I'd been divorced for a long time.
Yeah, so I was divorced a lot more recently than Kelly. So I was out there thinking, oh, man, this is great.
This is the life.
This is the life. And in some weekends, I'd have 2 Saturday dates. It was ridiculous. But I've told Kelly this before. The more dates I went on and the more people that I met and then it didn't work out, the lonelier I felt. So I was in this cycle of, man, I'm dating a lot of people, or I'm going out with a lot of people, and we're going for drinks or dinner. It's one and done, or
it was expensive for you, right?
Done. Number one, it's expensive.
Not for me.
No, yeah,
I was getting free.
And then number two, you feel like, well, what's wrong with me? Why can't I connect with somebody that likes me maybe as much as I like them? And there were even a few instances in 2015, towards the end of 2015, where I thought I was in a relationship with somebody, and we'd be going out for 2 or 3 months, and then they would just disappear. Because
they were probably the other guys, they were dating 2 or 3 people at the same time and decided to focus on one.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the case.
So at about the end of 2015, I said, you know what? Screw all this. I am out. I'm done. And one of my resolutions, but not was really a bucket list, but for 2016, I told myself, you know what? I am good. I'm happy as a person. I've got to go out and have fun. I've been everywhere in the world I want to be. I am fine being me. I've got my children. They seem to be pretty happy now. I'm doing the single dad thing, and I'm good. I'm really, really fine. I don't have to have somebody. And so the first couple of days in January go by.
Are you bored?
And I'm just kind of sitting there, well, okay, here we are, 5 days into January. Now what are you going to do, big guy? You had all this big self-talk about how you were fine. Well, I bring up my Bumble app on January the 5th, 2000. Out of curiosity, just to see who was on there. And I start looking at people on the app, and I'm swiping, and then I see Kelly. So Kelly, kind of like what I'm seeing there. So I swiped right on Kelly, and the rest is kind of history. But I think the lesson for me was, you have to be in that mindset that it's okay to be single. It's okay to do things by yourself. It's okay on a Saturday night to go to Barnes and Noble and read magazines, which I did a lot of times by myself. It's okay to do things, but it's okay to go to the driving range and hit golf balls by yourself. It's fine. You're not a loser. You just happen to be at a stage in your life where you haven't found the right person. And I've used this analogy before. You know how hard it is to find a gas station when you're driving and you're on E and the light is on? Mm-hmm. You start to panic, right? Mm-hmm, you're like, I can't find a freaking gas station. But when you have a full tank of gas, there's gas stations everywhere.
Right.
The reality is it's the same amount of gas stations. It's just, what is your perception? Your perception is, well, I'm fine right now. I got gas. It's the same with relationships.
But you could be on E and you don't realize right around that next corner is the gas station.
Exactly.
You just can't see it right now at the stoplight.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. It's like, don't give up hope. I know it's hard sometimes. It's easy to say, just stay optimistic. But I can't make your head right with it. You got to make your own head right with it. But if you face it don't put so much pressure. If you're trying the online dating thing, or if you're going out to the bars, whatever, don't put so much pressure on every single first date. That's the mistake I think a lot of people make. And like with Allen and me, and I think he'll say the same thing, there were not sparks and fireworks on that first date. We weren't making out in the car in the parking lot on that first date. We hugged each other's neck and said goodbye. And it was pleasant. It was a nice date. And honestly, if he hadn't asked me out again, I would have moved on and swiped on some other guys. The reason all those guys that I dated before him were one and done is because they didn't call me to ask me out for a second date. I would have gone out on a lot of second dates if they had asked me, but you asked me. And that's why we went out on a second date and then a third date. And you made time for me. And then we didn't even kiss till like our fourth date. So it doesn't have to be this immediate where your body parts are on fire because, oh my God, I got to be with this guy. It wasn't in the fireworks and you're picturing your wedding. It wasn't like that for us. It was just nice.
Yeah. And listen to what Kelly just said right there. That's really key. And I really believe this is guys are programmed to chase. Okay? Ladies, there's nothing wrong with being a little old fashioned. It's really not. It's okay to expect the guy to call. It's okay to expect the guy to set up the date, to bring the flowers, to open the door, to say, hey, may I have your number, please? I'd really like to call you and let's set up a time to go have a call. It's okay for a guy to do that.
It's nice to let a man be a man in this situation.
Let a man be a man and kind of do that, go through the courting. You know, it's old school, but I really do believe that's how men are programmed. And ladies,
you're robbing a man of that opportunity by and if you're go too fast, too far, too soon, it changes everything in a man's mind. And it really can work out. It's not true for every situation, but I don't know what it is with some women. They just feel like, well, I guess he's bought me dinner and everything. I got to do this or got to do that. You don't.
You really don't. And this is one other piece of advice, and I can speak from experience here, folks. And you know, in today's day and age, the what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, and the time frame for doing certain things is a lot different than it used to be. Okay, and when a woman gives herself intimately to a man, it changes everything. It changes everything. So I know, you know, there's a lot of you, and you can debate this, whether it's right or wrong or cool or not cool. But, you know, there are people who will hook up on the first date. And hey, fine for them. Fine for them if that works out. But generally speaking, if you're looking at a sample of 1,000 people who are going through the dating process, when you give yourself like that so early in the game, that really changes things. Mm-hmm. Women attach to men, you know, differently than men attach to women. For a dude, man, sex is sex. They don't care. You know, they want to chase.
They'll say anything they think you want to hear, and
Yeah. So the man who is really interested in that long-term relationship and is really comfortable with himself, he's had all the sex he wants to have. He's done all that single stuff. But if he wants to really, you know, show his woman that he's going to be that committed person in her life, he's going to go through those things to chase. He's going to do those gentlemanly things. And again, this is just my opinion. But
it's a good opinion.
And it's a little old school. But think about it. Think about how, you know, and I'm sure some of you have girlfriends perhaps out there that have dated around a lot, and maybe they've you know, given themselves early in that relationship. How many times has that worked out for them in their favor?
Right.
I don't know.
Here's what I hear from a lot of women. They say when they go on these dates, the guy expects that. The guy expects that on the first date. Okay, well, you have to look at your dating profile. What have you presented on your dating profile to make them think they even have a chance that you would even consider going to bed on the first date? Because I see some of these dating profiles, and women think if they show more boob, if it's just the sexuality that is emanating from their pictures they choose to put on their dating profiles. That's what a guy, if you're that sexual in your dating profile, that's what they're expecting on the first date. You want to put your most attractive pictures on there, but you also want them to be realistic. Don't use all these silly filters, these pretty filters, because there's not a pretty filter in real life when you walk in that restaurant. Don't wear, I'm just telling you my advice. You know, if you have children, that's part of your life. Like for me, I had a daughter. I didn't make that my first picture. I made it about my third, right? Mm-hmm. I put a picture of me. It has to be something with energy, that first picture they see, because why would they even look to see if there's any more? They'll just swipe left. So I picked a picture that had some energy, had some life to it. It was me I think I was on a boat with my girlfriends. The wind's blowing in my hair and we're laughing. It was just a spontaneous, it wasn't a staged hand on hip, look at me and my boobs and all that stuff. I was wearing a high neck t-shirt, but it was just an energy picture is what I picked, which made you think, oh, an energy picture. Swipe left, include a full body shot or at least enough where they can see knees and up. Because listen, a man wants to, and there is a man out there that's going to love every pound of you. Thank you, honey, for loving every pound of me.
I love every pound of
you. But
you
you got to show that, because a man, if you're showing nothing but chin up, you know what the man's thinking? What you hiding? What are you hiding? So you've got to show that. You just show. It doesn't have to be a revealing picture. It's just I think it was me. It was a picture. I'd gone to New York with my daughter. I think that was, I don't even know. It was just a picture. But, do those kind of pictures. And don't post pictures of you with your hotter friends. Don't do that. Pictures of you in natural scenes, not these staged photos. I know some of these dating sites have professional photo sessions. I think that's ridiculous. You've got to have enough pictures in your phone and use a current picture. My rule is within a year, because if you are posting pictures of you from when you were 27 and now you're in your 40s, come on, you're going to walk in and that guy's going to immediately be like, okay, that's not fair. You're blindsiding somebody.
Yeah. So
be genuine, be real, but make sure you present yourself in the right light in your dating profile. Don't be showing your boobs and in your bikini. If you're looking for a true relationship, don't lead with your tits. Sorry. I know I can say that on the podcast. I can't say it on the radio.
Wow.
It's just my opinion.
Well,
even though your tits are beautiful, I'm sure.
Babe, you don't have to say it twice. No. Did you really say tits?
I did. I've had a whole glass of wine. And I'm fine.
No, Kelly's right, though. I
just feel bad because women set themselves up.
We've said this before. You attract the energy, not only in pictures, but in the way you conduct yourself, in the way you dress, in the way we're not judging anyone particularly in how they dress but you attract that energy that you put out there. Okay. So if you're showing, and look, I like boobs and butt as much as the next guy, and
he married me anyway.
Right. But if you just want guys who are into boobs and butts, then show yourself in a bikini. That's great. Hey, awesome.
That you get what you get.
You look great in a bikini. Wonderful. There are a million Instagram girls out there who look good in bikinis. Trust me. I've seen a few. But anyhow,
are you following Instagram bikini girls?
No, yeah, sure. But you attract that energy you put out. We're joking around, but that's
if you're just looking for, if you're a recent divorcee, you got to get it out of your system, go for it. But if you are ready to be in a real relationship with that is based on mutual respect, the sex and stuff will come. But it doesn't have to happen on the first date. Don't throw it all out there. I guess I am being kind of preachy right now, but I want...
We're being a little preachy,
I'm being a little preachy, but I want everybody to... When you're in love, you want everybody to be in love. And when you find it, you want everybody to find it. So I'm hoping that this resonates with somebody. Clean up your dating profiles. Go into it with the right attitude that not everything is based on, this date. If this doesn't work, I'm never doing it again. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Look at it as just another opportunity to get better at dating, to learn to improve your conversation skills, and things like that, and to get a free dinner. Yeah. Why
not? And look, Kelly and I, we're not squares. We get that on online dating, you got to have nice looking pictures.
Yeah, you want to present your best version of yourself.
You want pretty pictures. You want handsome pictures. You want to look good because people are swiping, and you want people to swipe on you. We get it, but there's kind of that fine line on if you do match with this person, would you want that picture shown to this guy's mother? What about his daughters? What about his mom? Did I say mother? Mom? Yeah. What about his friends? What about his coworkers? Would you want that picture being shown at a work party? Those are the kind of things you got to think about. Like, what's that energy you want to put out there in? That's like your personal, I guess it's like your brand almost.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
All right. So we're soapboxed. We soapboxed enough. But our point is,
don't give
up hope. There is love out there to be found. And I just think online dating, I mean, I think they said 1 out of 3 relationships now. Is it that high? Am I having a false memory here? That starts on online dating, which used to be everybody was embarrassed about it. Nobody would talk about it. Now everybody's doing it. There's no shame in it. And everybody's like, oh, I'm just going to I'm going to wait for God to bring me the right one. I truly believe God brought me Allen, but God put him on Bumble. You know? I had to find you on Bumble.
I'll tell you what,
that doesn't mean you weren't a godsend.
Sitting there on a Tuesday night, I had no reason to get on there because I was done.
If you're looking for God to send you somebody and you're sitting at home every weekend and you're going to the same grocery store and you're going to the gas station, you're going to work and going home, when's the opportunity for God to just say, throw them at you? You know, you gotta work with God.
Yeah.
Work with God.
That's a good one, babe. And here's the last piece and then I'll jump off myself.
And then we got it. This is the longest podcast ever. I've got to go
what do we got here? What's the time?
Oh my
What's
gosh.
What's the time?
We've been talking for almost an hour and a half.
Holy
this
moly.
is ridiculous.
Okay, we're going to finish up here. Yeah, and I won't even finish up with that thought. I think we've said enough on that subject.
We've said enough.
So
we've been preachy.
Yeah, so let's just finish by saying go check out KellieandAllen.com. And the reason I say that is because we've just launched a blog. You're working so hard on the website, baby. It's looking so good. Thank you, babe. It's not even done yet, but it's great. Check it out. But listen, here's what you can do. You can go to the website now and you can subscribe. You can set up an account. And that way, whenever we post something on the blog, you're notified that there's new stuff out there. By email? By email, yeah, because you have to put in your email. So you can subscribe. In the future, we'll be posting some things like for people, only the people who subscribe. So like kind of like this secret peek behind the curtain special content. We do have things that we can give away sometimes. Yeah. Like we did those wonderful Snore RX, by the way. I got a wonderful letter back from the lady. Oh, good. That we gave a Snore RX to. And she said after the first night, she was almost crying. She slept because her husband stopped snoring. That's awesome. So things like that, we can do giveaways. So go to KellieandAllen.com, check out the new blog, and subscribe, please. You'll be glad you did. You'll get notifications. You'll see all the stuff that Kelly and I are posting. And when you see the blog postings, you can get out there. You can share them with your friends. You can, because who doesn't want to share my diary? Kelly's got some good advice out there, and I'm throwing some stuff out there too. Also, if you even see it. Well, with The Bachelor going on, I'll have a lot of blogging about The Bachelor. Exactly. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to live tweet The Bachelor again. I used to do that a long time ago. You should. I might start back doing that. And then the last thing we're going to say here is, Kelly and I are really open to the idea. We know a lot of you are business owners and have like restaurants or, cotton candy shops or donut shops or popcorn shops, whatever it is that you own and run. We can do our Sandwich and Some Lovin' podcast from your location if you would like us to. Yeah, we did a happy hour once at a bar, but there's no reason why we can't do it at some other fun location. We can really do it anywhere. We have 2 microphones, a wooden sign, and that recorder. And all this. And then all this. So if you want all this at your location and you want us to talk about your company and your brand to, what is it, babe? 1.2 million listeners? Listens. Then we are certainly open to doing that. Go to KellieandAllen.com. You can click on Kelly's picture or my picture and then do the Contact Us form, and we can talk more about that. And it's KELLIE and Allen, ALLEN.com. Yep. That's it. All right. We talked way too long. No. We talk as long as we want. I'm tired of talking. Tell you what, I do another hour of this. You'll be doing it by yourself. Having so much fun. It'll be just a sandwich and no loving because I'm leaving. All right, babe. Well, we'll finish off by saying that was the fakest laugh. Did you hear that? Ha ha ha. It was very Santa. It was very Santa-like. What was that? You'll be doing it by yourself. Ha ha ha. No, the reason I did that is because I was about to cough. So I couldn't really laugh. No. Okay, now she's making fun of me. No. Sorry. Somebody cut her off. All right, in the immortal... I only had one, but it was a big one. In the immortal... That's what she said. In the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye. That was me. Bye. Sorry. All right. Oh, my water bottle went underneath the couch. All right. I love you so good. I love you so good. Okay, let me stop this. I love you so good. I love you so good. All right, that was an hour and a half, babe. That's a good one, babe. We've done an hour and a half before.
Just because I'm tired.
Oh, I got no more root beer. Michael James. My man. Yeah, it's hot in here. Good Lord.
All right. Y'all talk to Alan.
You're peacing out, huh?
I'm peacing out.
Well, if you peace out, there's only going to be like 2 people left. Stephanie Graham. She says, I am out. Lola Ramirez. Kelly, how do you feel about Alan's facial hair?
It doesn't bother me. You're letting it get bushier than it usually is, but I like it. It's just bushier than usual.
Very bushy. I'm kind of doing the Abe Lincoln. I'm shaving this, but not shaving all this. Low? Yeah, I know. That's why I'm getting hot. I got all this facial hair. Root beer and whiskey. Peace out. Stephanie Trammell says...
Get over it.
MJ says, get over it.
Get over what?
Get over it.
Oh, try to pick the tattoo artist drew.
You're pitching a fit. No, don't move that. No, you're never going to be able to show that in a million years.
I can't. I'll just reverse the film.
No, don't do that.
Watch.
No.
Why?
No, don't do that. Good Lord. It's a surprise. Get over it.
I know it's a surprise. Sorry.
One person wants to see it, and you're...
What? Well, I was going to be nice. They asked.
Turn this thing around.
My goodness.
Grief.
Oh, Lord, don't take the camera off of your face.
I'm dying. Absolutely dying, babe.
Okay.
Oh, another one wants to see the tattoo pic. It's on my Instagram. You can go to the Alonzo 1971. The Alonzo 1971, ALANZO 1971. We're talking about low. You never realize Alan's so country. What does that mean? Going to visit a country is Romania. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going seeing a country like that. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, Mark, I know. It's on my Instagram, that drawing. It's on my wall way up there. It's really hard to see. You're not going to be able to see it. Oh. Yeah, Melissa, I'm dying. Hair for men. I don't know what that means. Hairball. Yeah, I got a hairball. You know what Kelly asked me the other day? Yesterday. She came home. She said, are you using Grecian formula? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why would I be dyeing my hair? I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't dye my hair. And I think it's because my beard is getting whiter or something. I do marketing. Yeah, well, some of you were asking. I don't sound like I'm from Kelly's hometown, Lo. I'm from North Texas, USA. She's from South Carolina. Yeah, Kelly's country. Teresa likes Country Allen. I don't know what Country Allen is. I just talk the way I talk. Did you see the fund do or don't butt pillow?
This time.
Okay, baby.
So you'll have to let the guys in tomorrow.
Okay, I love you so good.
Love you too.
I'm coming to bed here in just a second.
I'm making Kelly's lunch.
Oh. I don't sound country. They say I sound country, babe. I would do a magic trick for you, but I don't have any. All my cards are in my chest over there. My Instagram is the THE Alonzo ALANZO 1971. The Alonzo 1971. In that picture that Kelly drew me or had drawn for me, it's out there along with a lot of other stuff. The butt pillow, Kim. I'm not sure I know what that is. Maybe Jacques Mioff knows what that is. Lo, I'll do a magic trick for you. Next time I see you, I'll do a magic trick. How's that? Chance to tell some secrets on Kelly? Huh? What do you want to know? Rhonda. That sound country? What are you talking about? I don't think I understand. Is it poor taste? But Republican or Democrat? Yeah, we usually don't talk politics. Just go out there on my social media and see who I follow. That'll answer your question. Yeah, Mark, a tattoo is going to be freaking huge. It's gonna cover my whole deal here. It's going to take about 4 hours. I'm not looking forward to it. That's right, Becca. Sound Texas. God's country. Texas, USA. Whoa, Michael. That is very risque. Momo Suggs, my wedding ring it's a David Yurman ring, so it really wasn't designed. We found it at a David Yurman store at North Park Mall in Dallas. Elizabeth, I don't. I have a sister who's married, and that's my only sibling. Chad, I go to a guy. His name is Carl Hollowell, and he used to be at Elm Street Tattoo, but now he's by appointment only at Heart in Hand Studio in Dallas. And he's booked out about 3 or 4 months. He does really good traditional work, and that's who does mine. Carl Hollowell. He has an Instagram. Thanks, Momo. Yeah, I really like it. It's got sapphires. See, they're blue, and it's like waves, like the ocean. I just like it because it's different. Yeah, Mark, he only does old school. He's traditional only. That's his bit. That's what he does. He doesn't do anything other than traditional. My favorite thing about Kelly? God, I mean, there's a lot of things I love about Kelly, but gosh, when I was first asked this, they made fun of me because I said her positivity, but that just meant, and they were laughing because her bit is she's not positive, but I don't think that's true. She's very willing to do a lot of things that a lot of people would not do. She's really the perfect match for me. She's a gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. She's just a great partner to have. She'll do anything for you. She's very sweet. She treats my children so nicely, treats my family so nicely, and that means a lot to me. And I'm really lucky. I was talking to somebody today that Kelly works with. Yeah, she has soft hands too, and soft feet. But somebody that Kelly works with today, and I had lunch with him, and I was telling him, I said, dude, my life does not suck. I've got it really, really good, and I never lose sight of that. I'm very blessed and very fortunate that things have worked out for me the way that they've worked out. Because 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, you would not like this guy. I'm telling you, you would not. Once I finally got good with myself and I felt like my children were in a good place and I could do things on my own, that's when I could be a normal person. It's hard to explain. Mark, they got everything just about fixed. It's still a mess in here, but they got the ceiling patched. They've just got to paint it now. Aaron says, how do you like being in the public eye? I don't really know that I'm in the public eye, but it's fine. It's fun. I like doing the podcast and doing all the things we do. It's fine. Yeah, I know, Elizabeth, she is. Can tell she's tired. What time is it? Oh man, it's 5 to 10. I can hear her messing around in there, but I'm gonna have to go here in a second. Top 5 Metallica. What, babe? Oh, top 5 Metallica songs. Broken, Beaten, Scarred, Blackened, One, Master of Puppets, and Shortest straw. Those are my 5 that I listen to the most. Kim, do I get stopped at the mall? Yeah, I was riding up an escalator the other day, and I was walking down the mall, and I saw these 2 people in front of me, and I thought they just kind of went about their business. But then I was walking down the mall, this girl runs over to me and taps me on the shoulder, and she said, my mom wants to know if you're Kellie Rasberry's husband. And I was like, yeah, I am. And she goes, okay. And then she just ran off. And I'm like, okay, bye. I don't know what that was all about, but Elizabeth, there will be no laundry tonight. We are both. It's a weeknight. Oh, man. Is that all you got? Is that all y'all got? If that's all y'all got, this kid, yeah, no marbles. No marbles tonight, Mark. Yeah, Kelly's got to get up in like 4 hours. Actually, she gets up at 4:30. 4:30 our time, which is Central. All right, everybody. All right, Kim. Thanks for the. I know you sent me some messages. I just haven't had a chance to respond to you. I'm sorry about that. Magic trick. Will, I'll get you a magic trick next time. I need to come up with one that you can see here. It's kind of hard because I don't have a lot of. I guess I could do it. Momo, I used to go to Austin like once a week. I haven't been in a while. So. We want to go, though. I told Kelly I'll take her to that Four Seasons down there near downtown. It's a nice place. Okay. Night, Wendy. Night, everybody. Y'all have a good night. This was fun. I will talk to you guys later.